Welcome to Driving with Christian. I am Christian Evans. As an Uber driver, I am here to help you, my fellow Uber driver, by sharing my tips and my experiences. In today's video, I will be asking you, do you really understand the surge? Thank you for clicking on today's video. If you haven't done it already, please subscribe and turn on the notifications so you will be notified when I upload each new video. So right to it. Do you understand the surge? Personally, no. I've been driving for over a year now and I understand it, but then again, I don't. I'm gonna give you a few, off the top reasons why, I don't understand it, because it's ever changing. You have all these different factors that goes into it. So Uber's definition of a surge is when the demand for drivers exceed the amount of drivers that is on the road. And with that being said, there's conflict in the, how should I put it? The theory, or, some people may have actual data to support it, that the market is oversaturated. Everybody's market is oversaturated, yet surges still pop up. It's a conflict into the very definition of the surge. There has been some times where, I get, back-to-back surge rides. And from my experiences, a lot of surge rides, they don't go far. They typically know the average amount that the ride normally costs without a surge ride. Without surge being on top of it, and they really don't spend any more than that. Now you do have some cases where somebody says, you know what, I have to take this ride, and sometimes you may get a $30, $40, or $50 payout. Now those are great. Sometimes you're taking people to work, first thing in the morning, they may be, 10, 15 miles away. If you're on a 2.0 surge or a 3.0 surge, that could be very beneficial to your final payout. The number one thing that I learned from veteran drivers was do not chase the surge. During my first couple months, I didn't listen to any of that. I saw like the map being orange or red or whatever color that, it may turn depending on, how much, people are in demand, or how much, drivers are in demand as far as for the service at the time. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to the surge. I'm going to get a surge ride. And then every time I would go, it would either go away or I would get pinged outside of the surge. Now that still happens to this very day. I always get pinged outside of the surge. Sometimes I may be sitting right into there. I don't chase it, as much. Sometimes I still just want to be in the area, but a lot of times I don't chase the surge, because they always hit you outside of there, or you can actually sit and wait and you won't get hit. And there's all type of different factors to there. One of the number one reasons is that the passengers, they may tend to wait it out. They may tend to wait it out because they know their $7 ride to wherever they're going now is $15 or $25 or $35. Passengers wait it out. They may check every 10 or 15 minutes. Sometimes it may go up. Sometimes the price may go down. It just depends. Then I've been in surges to where I get hit 15 minutes outside of the surge. And just being in my market, I know a lot of drivers that are in busy markets. They always say, I don't take anything over, an 8-minute ETA or 9-minute or 10-minute. I'm glad that you guys have that luxury to do that. But, in my market, we're not so lucky. Kind of got to take pretty much every ride that you can. Now, there are some times where, there's long ETAs like 23 minutes away. I know I'm not taking that. But for the most part, with the long distance, pickup fee that's in effect now, it does make it worthwhile, but, here and there, it's a case by case, situation. I've had it to where I'm driving and I'm already, on a trip, and then all of a sudden, I get this weird, ping, like, 13 minutes away or 14 minutes away. And sometimes I'm busy and I just hit, accept. And then, I may start that other trip, and then it keeps happening again. And then, I finally decided to not accept, the ride and wait until I drop the passenger off. And then I'm in a huge surge. Now, all of a sudden, I'm kind of getting mad because I'm like, why are you constantly hitting me outside of the surge when you guys say that the demand for drivers in that area exceeds the amount of drivers that's in the area. So why hit me outside of the area? Now, going into Uber groups, they've, coached me on, how that works or what sense that makes. Maybe the people outside of the surge are ordering the Uber as opposed to the people inside of the surge. They're not ordering it because they want the prices to go down. I hear that, but then, when the surge stays up for 15 to 20 or 30 minutes, you have no other choice but to think, but who else is getting that ride besides me? And you can't really have an answer to that. Everybody has theories, but no driver in any group or anywhere actually has printable physical data that shows where you are and where a passenger is at if they're in a surge and who's really getting that ride. Everything is all speculation. What I believe needs to happen are comparative prices, meaning that let's just say somebody's average ride from point A to point B, let's just say, cost them $10. Now, if you're in a surge, now it's $15 or $20, right? So let's just keep it even and say $20, right? I think that in the app, it should show a side by side. These are our normal price. This is a surge price. That way, the customer or the passenger can pretty much actually see that what the price will be in comparison to the old price. I just think that when you order a ride and it says, the demand is increased, so prices are up, a lot of times they don't see, what will be the difference in that price. You got some veteran passengers that pretty much go from point A to point B, maybe it's from work to home, and they pretty much know what that price is. But what happens to people, when they're just trying to just catch an Uber, and they may not be familiar with what the normal price may be. They may just see that, hey, this price is increased, and they really don't know why. And it could only be increased by maybe say like $1.50 or $2, because sometimes it may be like on like a 1.3 or 1.5, and the charge really isn't that much of a difference. To me, I think that will speed up the service, and then put a time limit on. Just say, this price may or may not go down in 15 or 20 minutes. That way, passengers will know that, if they need to get somewhere in a certain amount of time, do they really want to take that risk on waiting it out to save an extra $1 or $1.50 or $10? Who knows? But that's just my own personal take on it. Let me know what you think. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Be safe. Watch out for those potholes. Get your money and have fun. Peace out.